But right about now, I want to take a look at what's been going on in the country, and then the fact that the federal government has actually, at this point in time, are now decided to seek help. When you cannot handle something yourself, we always encourage people to seek help. If your husband is beating you or your wife is beating you at home, seek help. If you're having issues anywhere you are, seek help. So I think that's what they are trying to do right now. The federal government are trying to seek help at this moment for how to go about, getting to solve the issue of insecurity in the country, which is not bad, really. It takes a whole lot for you to be able to come out and then admit that you are failed in an aspect, and of course you're trying to see how you can actually get better or get someone to come in, step in, and then do that job for you. So it takes a whole lot. It takes a whole lot of courage, I must say. So kudos to them for doing that.
The federal government seeks Ireland's support on internal security. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, has sought the cooperation of Ireland on internal security in Nigeria. This is contained in a statement issued by the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations in the Ministry, Afonja Ajibola, on Wednesday in Abuja. Ajibola said the minister made the request when the Irish ambassador to Nigeria, Peter Ryan, paid him a courtesy call in Abuja. Aregbesola said that because of the ministry's desire to strengthen internal security, he felt there was a need to establish the National Institute for Domestic Security in the country. The minister added that the proposed institute would be a training ground for training top-notch security officers. He therefore solicited the support of the Irish government in realizing the project, which he said was very dear to him as a minister. So according to him, the project is conceived by his ministry as an institution for interaction and collaboration between all security agencies. The National Institute for Domestic Security is a project, an initiative of the Interior Ministry, which would be saddled with the responsibility of providing a forum for interaction between all top-rank security personnel in managing internal security, he stated. The minister commended Ireland for its legacy in education and moral instruction carried out through the Catholic missionaries. Earlier, Ryan thanked the minister for receiving him in spite of his short notice and assured him of his country's assistance on security. Alright, they've come out to say that they are seeking support actually. And I must say that this country we know our problem. I must say that. We know our problem. And it's just to tackle this problem. After we tackle it and it does not work, then we can seek support. We know the problem we are facing and we are there saying we want to seek support. When you know what the problem is and you're supposed to seek solution to it. I mean, if there are gaps in the security personnel, I think it's just to sit together, look for a way to, seek solution to these gaps and then close it before you seek external support. Okay, I remember coming down to Anambra State and checking through our borders. I'm telling you, some people are right there collecting money instead of, searching through the vehicles. Once you give them money, they allow you enter. Is that how we are seeking support? When our borders are not really secured, and we know all of this, and we are not treating and getting solutions to this, and you are there seeking out support from where you don't even know how those countries are even doing. So I think the normal thing is just to close the gap that we have on our borders now. Then our security personnel, you are saying it now that you want a top-notch training for them. Why not train the ones on ground already instead of creating another thing? I don't think we get what I'm saying. Instead of going about the one we have on ground, training them more on how to go about things, how to do things, you are saying you want to create another domestic security. On what level?
We already have the EFCC, and then you have ICPC. Now, what they've used to separate it is that the ICPC targets corruption in the public sector, especially bribery, gratification, graft, and abuse or misuse of office, while the EFCC investigates people in all sectors. It does not matter. It is not still the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing you're doing. Now, that being said, we have police academy. The police academy should be able to provide the police officers with the education that they need in total. The education should cover all grounds. It should cover everything from how to protect yourself, how to handle weapons, and it should also take you on the ethics of the job, etiquette that comes with it, how to behave with it as a police officer in public, and then also how to go about history. They will teach you history, teach you a lot of things. I think you and I, or someone was discussing, I think it was with Sergio, we're discussing about the fact that there is a need for us to change the way our police work here in Nigeria. There should be more educated people. We're talking about, I think, with favor.
Yes.
We're talking about the fact that you could actually go to the police station these days, and then a police officer does not know how to handle a computer. How do you write your statement? You use paper to write it, because he himself cannot even write. Then how do you expect such a person to be able to go out there and actually carry out an investigation as to what happened, and then try to come up with the findings that will guide him in his implementation of his duties? Now, that aside, you have the military as well. So we've got from the Air Force to the Navy, and then the Army themselves as well. So all of these security agencies, we also have the DSS, not forgetting the DSS as well too. There is need for us to provide a way to actually go about training them better, from the academy, before pushing them out onto the world to go out there and do the job. There should be proper trainings going on already. Now, is there need to create a new institute now? I'm saying that this new institute will now be the one that would help to collaborate and then bring all of them together. I don't think that is needed at this point in time, if you ask me, but that is just my own opinion.
It's actually quite funny that Nigeria is moving towards this direction, or they are thinking about it, in as much as they've not implemented it, but they are thinking about it. It's quite funny, because before you start taking care of something, you should first of all analyze the root cause. And if you don't deal with it from the root, you will end up making a lot of mistakes. One of the reasons of insecurity in Nigeria, number one, that is on top of the list, is poverty. People are out there searching for survival, and they endanger the lives of other people because they are fighting for survival. So the highest investment you make is human investment. Why not find a way to invest on reducing the percentage of the percentage of the poor masses that we have in Nigeria? Then we'll start from there. Then we'll start moving forward. Before you make any choice, there is something they call SWOT analysis in business. It is the strengths, the weaknesses, and the opportunities, and then the threats. So before you make any decision, you analyze these things. What is the strength of this decision? What is the weakness? What opportunity do I have? And what threats does this thing pose to me? So it's something that Nigeria should first of all analyze before making any decision. I wrote down like four negative effects. If they go ahead to implement this, there are negative effects this will have in the country. The first one is relying on other countries for internal security can undermine a nation's sovereignty and independence. And it can also create a power imbalance where the foreign security force may prioritize their own interest over that of those countries that they are meant to protect. And then secondly, outsourcing security to other countries can be expensive, especially if the foreign security forces require payment, or if the country needs to provide resources and infrastructure to accommodate them. This can divert funds from other critical areas such as healthcare, education, infrastructural development. And then thirdly, foreign security forces may not understand the local context, culture, and customs, which can result in them making mistakes or causing unnecessary harm to civilians. This could lead to increased resentment and hostility towards the country's security forces and the government that invited them. And then, again, reliance on foreign security forces can create a long-term dependence that may be difficult to break. It can also inhibit development of that country, or as well inhibit the development of that country's own security forces, and undermine efforts to build local capacity and expertise in security matters. So there are so many things that they should look at. We are talking about that we are owing, Nigeria is owing too much, and then we still want to owe. Because if you are leaving your country to go out and outsource security from other countries, definitely money is involved, and you should take care of them. They should be comfortable. They cannot leave their country and come to your own country to help in security, and then you don't treat them very well.
You say thank you to them.
You cannot say thank you to them. You must treat them very well. And then you don't even know the intentions of those countries to your country. They can come in and then change the whole system. You don't know what is going on before you know what is happening. A country that has their independence is now dependent on another country. So these are the things that we should analyze before we make any choice. I believe our leaders are smart enough to know what is wrong and what is right. They know what to do and what should not be done. And before they make any decision, they should sit down, analyze the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and then the threats, so that they will not put people's life in danger. Anything can come up out of this.
Yeah.
So we are there to serve the people, and let the people be paramount in most of the decisions we make.